Welcome to the first session on the occupational health and safety subject, that is the module 1. It deals with the occupational hazard and control principles. The course outcome is to identify the hazards in the workplace that pose a danger or threat to their safety or health or that of others. So in this model, it will be studied about the occupational hazard and control principles, safety, history and development, national safety policies, occupational safety and health act, it is called as OSHA, and occupational health and safety administration laws governing OSHA, and right to know. Also, this topic covers the accidents that causes at workplace, their investigation plans, and also methods for acquiring the accident facts, also the supervisory role in accident investigations. Now let us begin with the occupational safety and the health. In general, it is called as OSH, occupational safety and health. The whatever the occupational safety and health is a multidisciplinary area. So it is concerned with the guarding the safety, health, and welfare of peoples who are engaged in work or employment. Actually, the health is associated to the physical conditions of both mind and body of all the people at the workplace, including the workers, contractors, and visitors, and also their protections from harm in the form of injury or disease. The safety is related to the physical condition at the work site and applies to the state where the risk of harm and damage has been removed or reduced to a tolerable level. And also, the protection of environment is comprised of usually two types. The first is the internal environment at the workplace, and it is related to overall conditions in the workplace. The second one is uh, the harmful, whatever the conditions which are present in the environment, external environment outside the workplace. Now let us talk about the whatever the principles, whatever it is involved of the occupational and safety. So here, occupational safety, uh, the is a, as I mentioned here, that it is a multidisciplinary field that covering the issues related to laws, medicine, technology, economics, and industry specific concerns. The core occupational health and safety principles put forth by the ILO are as below. So here the first one is the all the workers have rights. Workers as well as the employees and government must ensure that these rights are protected and foster decent conditions of labor. As the International Labour Conference started in 1984, it says that work should take place in safe, healthy environment. Conditions of work should be consistent and with the workers, as well as it's a being a human dignity. The next one is the work should offer real possibilities for personal achievement, self fulfillment, services of the society. The whatever the occupational health and safety policies must be established. Such policies must be implemented at both government and enterprise levels. They must be effectively communicated to all parties concerned. There is a need for consultation with the social partners, that is employers and workers and other the stakeholders. They should be done during the formulation, implementation and review of such policies. Now actually the prevention and protection must be the aim of occupational health and safety programs and policies. The effect must be focused on the primary preventive at the workplace level. The workplace and working environment should be planned and designed to be safe and healthy. The information is vital for the development and implementation of effective programs. That policies, the collection and dissemination of the accurate information on hazards and hazardous materials, surveillance of workplaces, monitoring of compliances with the policies and good practices and other related activities are the central to the establishment and the enforcement of effective policies. Health promotion is a central element of the occupational health practice. Efforts must be made to enhance workers' physical, mental, and social well being. The occupational health services covering all the workers should be established, means identify the all the workers in the categories of the economic activities should have access to such services which aim to protect and promote workers' health and improve working conditions. Then the compensation, rehabilitation, and curative services must be made available to the workers who suffer occupational injuries, accidents, and work related diseases. Action must be taken to minimize the consequences of occupational hazards. Next one is education and training, all vital component of safe, healthy working environments. Workers and employers must be made aware of importance and means of establishing safe working procedures. Trainers must be trained in the areas of special relevance to different industries which have specific the occupational health safety concerns. Then the workers, employers, and the competent authorities have certain responsibilities, duties, and obligations. That is, for example, the workers must follow the established safety procedures. Employers must provide safe working places and ensures access to the first aid, and the competent authority must devise, communicate, and periodically review and update occupational health and safety policies. Policy must be enforced. The system of inspection must be in place to secure the compliances with occupational health, safety, and other labor legislations. Now, next one is the occupational health and development. So, here the health status of the workplace in every country has an immediate and direct impact on national and world economies. The total economic loss due to occupational illness and the injuries are enormous. As per the World Health Organization in 1999, the International Labour Organization has estimated in 1997 that the overall economic loss resulting from the work related diseases and injuries were approximately 4 to 5% of the world gross national product. So this much of the thing which it can be noticed as far as the workplace is concerned. Now the workforce is the backbone of the country development. A healthy, well trained, and motivated workforce increases the productivity and generous wealth that is necessary for the good health of the community at large. However, globally, the millions of men and women work in poor and hazardous conditions. According to the International Labour Organization, it is estimated that 1.2 million working people die at work related accident and diseases every year. Then more than 160 million workers fall ill in each year due to workplace hazards. The United Nations estimates that the 1 crore occupational diseases cases occur in each year globally. The severity and frequency is greatest in developing countries. Then women, children, and migrant workers are least protected and most affected. One. Then the micro and small enterprises account for 90% of enterprises where conditions are often very poor and workers, particularly in the informal sectors, are often excluded from all the legal protections. Now, the reasons for the poor and the hazardous conditions are: the first one is workplace. So, in the workplace, there may be unsafe buildings, old machineries are there, the poor ventilation system, then noise, then inaccessible to the inspections. So all this can be reasons at workplace. And also as far as the workers is concerned, so there may be a limited education and there will be a limited skill and training is concerned. And now lastly, for the employers, as far as the employers is concerned, there may be a limited financial resources, low attention, as well as the knowledge is also the reason for the poor hazardous conditions. Next, we'll go back to the historical background of the occupational health. Actually, the origins of the occupational health and safety concerns can be traced back to the industrial revolutions in the late 18th to 19th century, which was marked by the innovations like cotton spinnings and textiles, steam engines, iron founding, etc. This resulted in the emergence of the cotton mills, semi-automated factories, iron industries, which have become the leading sectors, which establish the base for the industrial revolution. Although the industrial revolution contributed to economic development, it has a negative impact on the health and safety of the workers that is working in these factories and industries. Men and women workers are exposed to harmful gases, toxic acids, extreme heat, and cold temperatures. Light and sound had a harmful impact on their physical, social, and psychological health. The injuries, disease, and health hazards faced by workers as a result of industrial revolution due interest of the scholars and leading thinkers of that period, who felt that the issue of industrial health and hygiene must be addressed. The occupational health and safety is a interdisciplinary area and which will cover the medicine, the occupational like industry hygiene, then the public health, safety engineering, then the toxicology, the epidemiology, health physics, environmental health, industrial relations, public policies, industrial sociologies, medicines. Okay, so then the social laws, then the labor laws, occupational health psychology, like that. Although the urgency to address the occupational, the health and safety issues emerged during the industrial revolutions, it becomes much more crucial to address the issue at present with the tremendous expansion of cities around the world, further resulting in widespread industrialization and growth of population. The issue of health, hygiene, and hazard controls are essential and have to be dealt by the state governments and other bodies responsible for ensuring the safety and the well-being of all workers by ensuring that there are health and safety policies. The system in which the workplace and the implementation is the best possible manner. Actually, the occupational health has gradually developed for the monodisciplinary risk oriented activities to the multidisciplinary and the comprehensive approach that consider an individual physical, mental, and social well being and general health and personal development. According to the World Acts, legislation, and policies are created with the objectives to ensure the good health, safe, and work environment for all workers. Every country has its own the policies of occupational health safety. Now, next one is the national policy on safety and health environment at workplace. It is called as NPSHEW. So, on the basis of the directive principles as well as the international instruments, the Government of India, Minister of Labor and Employment has declared the national policy on safety, health, environment at workplace on 20th February 2009, and the policy document has been posted in the website, that is the Ministry Labor and the Employment, and also the DGFASLI, that is the Director of General Factory Advice Services and Labor Institute, that is called as DGFASLI. Now, the purpose of these national policies is to establish a preventive safety and health culture in the country through elimination of the incidents of the work-related injuries, diseases, the fatalities, disasters, and to enhance the well-being employees in the all sector of economic activities in the country. Let us see the whatever the policies which are listed as the Ministry of Labor and employees employment. So here safety, so safety and the whatever the health environmental is there. So there it is available with this the whatever the health and environmental at workplace that download can be made from this website. Okay, so if you see the whatever the downloaded copy of that one, so it will looks that this L1 page report is there. So in this it is said that national policy and safety, health, and environmental at workplace, that is the NPSHEW. So there it is said about some preambles, and then it will covers the yes. Now here it is a preamble, and then afterwards it will covers about the goals. Then it will covers about the objectives. So in this objectives it is mentioned that the continuous reduction in the incidence of work related injuries, fatalities, disease, and disasters and loss of national assets. And second objective is improved coverage of work-related injuries, fatalities, diseases, and provide more comprehensive data for facilitating better performance and monitoring. Then the third one is the continuous enhancement of community awareness regarding safety, health, and environment at work-related areas. Then the fourth one is the continually increasing community expectations of the workplace, the health and safety standards. Then fifth one is the improving safety and health environment at workplace by creation of green jobs, the contributing the sustainable enterprise development. And then the action program it is given, how the enforcement is to be made. So that is also here it is mentioned that by providing the effective enforcement machinery as well as the suitable provisions for the compensation and rehabilitation of affected persons. So that one is also given here in this the whatever the website. And also national standards is also given that by developing the appropriate standards, code of practice, and manuals on safety, health, and environment for the uniformity at the national levels in all economic activities, and consistent with international standards and implementation by stakeholders in true spirit. And the compliance is also given that by encouraging the appropriate government to assume the fullest responsibility for the administration and enforcement of occupational safety, health, and environmental at workplace, provides assistance in identifying their needs and responsibilities in the area of safety and the environmental at workplace to develop plans and programs in accordance with the provisions of applicable acts and to conduct the experimental and demonstration project in connections with thereof. So like that the several the informations which are given in that policy. And then awareness, by increasing the awareness on safety and health environmental at work through the appropriate means, that is also is available in the act. One can go through it. Then research and development. So here it is said that by providing the research in the field of safety and the environment at workplace, including the social and psychological factors involved, and by developing innovative methods, techniques including the computer aided risk assessment tools and approaches for dealing with the safety, health, and environment at workplace problems, which will help in establishing the standards. Then the occupational safety and health skill development. Here it is said that by building upon the advances already made through the employer and employee initiative for providing the safe and healthy working conditions. So then the data collections, by compiling the statistics related to safety and environment at workplaces, uh, prioritizing key issue for the action, conducting national studies or surveys or project through the government and non-government organizations. And finally it is reviewed. An initial review and analysis shall be carried out to ascertain in the current status of safety and health environment at workplaces and building a national occupational safety and health profile. And finally it is concluded that with some conclusion that there is a need to develop close involvement of social partners to meet the challenges ahead in the assessment and control of workplace risk by mobilizing local resources and extending protect to such working populations. So like that the different conclusions are made. So like that this is the national safety health the whatever the website is there. If here it you will get it, the safety and health at workplace, so you will get it. And also you will get the acts and rules for different this one Indian Codal Penal, industry related, industry safety and health, child and human labor. So like that different acts are there as well as the policies are also there. And next one is regarding the we are talking about the DGFASL. So that is the Director of General Factories and Advice. So here on occupational safety health, so national policy is there, as well as the standard reference note, statistical important address, and also here it is given that national policies which are given in the form of PPT. So let us see that the PPT part of that one. So here it is given in the form of PPT some information that the whatever the overview of the national policy and safety and health and environment at working place. So here it is said that the national policy on safety and health environmental at working place. So here it is said that it is implemented in 20th February 2009, and the thing is that it's the improving image of the nation. ILO convocations 155 and 187. Now the whatever the Seoul Declaration on Safety and Health at Work in 2008, then Istanbul Declaration on Safety and Health in 2011. So that is also considered for formulation of these policies. Then benefits of the national policies. The benefit is not limited to the large or organized sector, but it extends even to the medium scale these organizations or even the unorganized sectors are concerned. So these policies provides for general guidance to all the stakeholders to discharge their responsibilities and appropriate manners, and also help to create the positive safety and health culture, to enable development of research activities, skill development, and employers, enforcement authorities, and society at large. Then participation and cooperations of employees and employees promotions, employees participation for the effective management. Like that, the other benefits are also explained in this one. And now the preamble for this whatever the director principles is that the first one is securing the health and strength of the employment in men and women. Then tender age of children are not abused. Then citizens are not forced by economic necessity to enter the association and unsuited to their age or strength. Then just and humane conditions of work and the maternity relief or the provided, and also the government shall take steps to secure participation of employees in the management. Then the next one is the directive principles of the government declares that it is a policies to regulate at all the economic activities for the management and the OSU, whatever the guidelines in consultations with the social partners. Then Government of India believes that without safe and health conditions, social justice cannot be met, and that safe and healthy working environment is recognized as a fundamental human right. Then on the basis of the directive principles, government is committed to regulate all the economic activities for the management of safety and health risk at workplace. Government recognizes that safety and health of worker has a positive impact on productivity and economic and social development. Whatever the changing job pattern, the rise in self-employment, greater subcontracting, outsourcing of work, homework, etc., pose problems to management of occupational safety and health risk at workplace. And also it says that the increasing use of chemicals, exposure to the physical, chemical, biological agents with hazard potential unknown to peoples, the indiscriminate use of agrochemicals, effects of computer control technologies, and alarming influence of stress at work pose serious safety, health, and environmental risk. The fundamental purpose of the national policy is to eliminate the incidence of work-related injuries, diseases, fatalities, disaster, and loss of national asset, and also ensuring the achievement of high level of safety, health, and environment at work. Then the government firmly believes that the building and maintaining the national preventive safety and health culture is the need of the hour though. Then providing the whatever the statutory, the framework on OSHA, providing administrative and technical support services, establish development of R&D capabilities in emerging areas of risk, providing a system of incentive to the employers and employees to achieve the higher safety and health standards. Then promoting inclusions of safety and health and environmental as the important the component in the other national policy document. Then focus on preventive effort and monitor performance by improved data collective collection system, including occupational safety and health as an integral part of every operation. Then the objectives are also discussed here, that the improved coverage of work-related injury disease, provide a database for the facilitating better performance and monitoring, continuous reduction in the work-related injuries, diseases, and the loss of national assets. Then continuous enhancement of community awareness regarding safety and health, environment at work, improving safety, health, and environment at workplace by creating the green jobs. Then the elements of the action program, national policy on the safety and enforcement at the work. The action programs are enforcement, national standards, compliances, awareness, then research and development, then OSHA skill development, then data collection, then review. So these are the something which we can see it from that website PPT, and the increase the awareness on the OSHA through the appropriate means, providing the forums for consultations with the industry and community, maximizing gains for the awareness campaigns by sharing experiences and the learning, then suitable reporting procedures to help achieve the objectives. So as the good the licensing arrangement with the national and international organizations, and also providing medical the criteria assuring that no employees will suffer the diminished health. Then also the providing the research in the OSHA field, including the psychophysical social factors, and the developing innovative methods techniques. Then also exploring the ways to diagnose the latent disease, then the establishment in the causal links between the disease and the work environment, and also ensuring the coordinated research approach and the optimal allocations of the resource in the OSH sectors. Then OS skill development, providing the programs to increase the number and the competence of OSG personals, and also integrating health safety into working places, industry, vocational, and professional programs. Then appropriately informing and advising employers and organizations on eliminating or reduction the hazards. So these are the something about the data collections. All those things are also mentioned here. So this is all about the whatever the PPTs which is available. And finally, it is said that in order to the operationalize the national policy in a time-bound manner and in latter the spirit, there is a need to develop close involvement of social partners. The government of India is committed to implement the national policy on safety, health, and environment at the workplace through tripartite the consultations and mobilizations of resources and expertise of all concerned stakeholders. So this is all about the whatever the DGFSLI website, which will provide about the national policy on safety, health, and environment at the work. Now this particular website will also cover the national disaster management. So all those things are freely available on this the website. One can go through and get the appropriate informations. Now coming back to the whatever the salient features of the policies, the whatever we have just now go through with the Ministry of Labor as well as the DGFSLI the whatever the national policies which we have seen. So the first one is it recognize the safe and healthy working environment as a fundamental human right, and also it aims at enhancing the well-being of the employees and the societies at large by eliminating work-related injury, disease, etc. And also it enumerate the goals to be achieved and bring into the focuses the objectives of the continuous reductions in the incidence of the work related injuries and disease. In this session today we have seen the topics like the safety related, then historical development, and lastly the national safety policies according to the Ministry of Labors. So with this it is concluded this topic session 1.